It's great that we now know how we can send requests, and this is a super important part of most web applications, of course. However, requests don't always succeed. You also need to know how you may handle errors. And this is something I want to show you now. Handling errors is super simple with Axios. Let's say we fetch the posts incorrectly. And of course, you can handle errors in the way I'm going to show you now for every type of request you send. So here in the blog container, let's say we sent a request to posts. That's an incorrect URL with that many S's at the end. So what we can now see is that if we reload this, we get an error here, but it's unhandled. We of course want to handle it. Now, since Axios uses promises, we don't only have the then method we can chain, but we can also add a second method, simply chain it after then, the catch method. As the name suggests, this catches any errors you get. So here, let's for now simply console log that error. If I do that, the request of course still fails because the URL still is incorrect. But now the error is handled, and here I'm simply printing this with console log. Of course, you can do more than logging this here. You can update your UI, you can update the state to show something went wrong. Let me show this. Here we can set an error property, which is set to false initially. And in that catch method here, I don't want to log the error. Instead, I'll call setState and I'll set error to true. And now what we can do is we can render something different to the screen. Instead of storing the post here in a constant, I'll create a new variable posts where I'll initially say something went wrong. And let me quickly add some inline styling to center this. So I'll simply add text align center. And I'll only override this posts variable if error is not set. So if this state error, if this is not true, indicated by the exclamation mark at the beginning, then I will then override posts to my array of posts. So now with that, if we save this, and center should be a string, thank you. If we save this, now we see something went wrong here because now we have this error. Now if I return to my application and fix posts here to the correct URL, we would see the posts again instead. So that is a pretty cool way of handling errors, and that is something you definitely also need to be aware of. Things don't always succeed, so you should have a way of catching errors and then doing something with them. Logging them to the console, sending some error log request to your own server to log the error, and or show something on the UI to allow the user to still continue or to give instructions what the user should do instead.